sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space, you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome back to Last Call, where we're still pretending the 80s never ended, because why should they? Tonight is part 4, looking at 6 more great music videos of the 1980s, because if you're gonna do a deep dive, you might as well drown in it. Now buckle up. Half of these clips feature dance battles so intense they make your grandma's line dancing look like interpretive jazz. And one got slapped with a lawsuit bigger than Madonna's ego. Spoiler, it wasn't about the choreography. So grab your leg warmers, turn off your pagers, and let's rewind to when MTV actually played music before it became a reality show landfill. Hit play, and we'll roll this Canarble Wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken! The Kraken!
Why is the rum always gone?
Why the rum is gone, don't we? If we're really honest. Salute and welcome and happy Friday and welcome to the weekend. I hope you are all doing very well. I hope this is the weekend for you. If it's not, I'm sorry, but let's just enjoy the time that we have. Let's get our panel of wonderful hosts and hostess in here. Starting with my designated driver. I might need you to put me on the back of your tractor and get me home afterwards. Agent Boomer, how you doing, my friend? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing well. I'm sipping on a lemonade.
Fair enough, because you're the designated driver. And the lovely Netter of Netter's Network. How are you doing, my dear, and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing okay. I'm sipping my Polar brand, what are you called? Blackberry Mango Seltzer Water. But I'm looking at this picture of a Boomer on his tractor, and he looks like he's riding it like a bantha.
Like a bantha. Yeah, exactly, right. Or nowadays, like a tauntaun, I suppose. Oh, geez. Yeah. But
That's where we are in 2026.
I guess so. Anyway, let's say hi to the chat, starting with Big Al of Big Al Presents. Hello, my friends. Hope you guys are having a great show tonight. Yes, thank you so much, my friend. It's always good to see you. Netter always comes into the stream to call me the love of her life, even when she's mad at me, which does happen on occasion. I don't think tonight, but it happens on occasion. And she says, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Only 130 more subscribers for this guy to get to that special number that he needs. So please make sure you're subscribed to Aged Boomer while he makes sure that we all get home safely. And then, of course, she does the rounds on all the channels saying like, share, subscribe, give a gift to become a member, all those kinds of things. Enigma Severus saying that amazing people. What you sipping on? Yeah, I'm sipping on Kraken and Dr. Pepper tonight. Films with Friends raid. I had to go to the can again. Didn't want to miss nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's a great movie. It really is. Let's see. Jesse says he loves the intro. Yeah, I was talking in the backdrop. This is one of the benefits of Evie Mux. The panel can talk even while the opening credits are happening and whatnot. And I was saying that smooth jazz in a nice jazz club, usually a little bit subdued for ambiance, allows you to talk to people. It's not like other live bands where you gotta shout like this, you know. You end up, you want to get out of here? Not because you're trying to make time with someone, just so you could actually be heard and have a conversation, you know. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and then you can drop awesome emojis like these that you can only see in YouTube. You can't see them on the platform. The fedora, the brown mumbler, the channel logo, and, of course, the Canarble Wagon. Geek Flag with Nate Knows agrees with them. Says like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 more, why not make it a gifted membership instead to make our family grow?
And show Try the Love.
Show me the love, yes. A gifted membership, it gives some random person a membership for 1 month for $5. That's the regular membership for $5. That comes out to 16 cents a day. Am I not worth 16 cents a day? I am streaming every single day. There's sometimes more than once a day. I mean, let's think about it. I have Doctor Who and Geeky Geezers on Sunday.
Okay.
I've got, so that's 2. I've got a members stream for the members and Liquid Lunch on Monday. On Tuesday, I guest on Live from Sparkwood and 21. And I do Sherlock Holmes after that. And there's a Liquid Lunch that day. So that's 3 on Tuesdays. Just Liquid Lunch on Wednesday. Thursday, Liquid Lunch and Thursday Things on Netter's Network. Friday is Liquid Lunch and Last Call. Saturday, I just guest on Netter or Big Al's channel, depending on who's doing the movie. But that
13
a week, at least 1 a day. Am I not worth it? And Aged Boomer's like, if you'll shut up, I'll
No, I was planning to do
one for crying out loud.
I'm just curious who it's going to go to.
He gifted a membership. I'll see when I get there.
It goes to Giro Speak.
Okay, I'll call that up in just a second.
I don't know who that is, but cool.
Welcome.
Let's see. Enigma Severus, welcome, my friend. Geek Flag with Nate Knows, whom I already just said hi to, but that's okay. I think it's all right if I say hi to people more than once. Connie Cleary says, I'll be in shortly finishing up my movie night on my Cosme. That's perfectly fair. We all have stuff to do. Thank you so much, Geek Flag with Nate Knows, who also dropped a gifted membership. We'll see who that goes to in just a second.
Yeah, I like who that one was gifted to. I don't know who this person is either, but I like their name. Ghost Bastard Band.
Awesome. Salute to you, Jesse Guajardo. Troy, I just watched the Lanterns trailer. It looks like shit. It looks like shit. I love it. I haven't watched it yet, Boomer, although I promise I will have watched it by the time we go live.
We will talk about that on Sunday. That is a guarantee, but I'm going to save my words.
I'm already seeing the memes, so I kind of have an idea. It's being roasted in the memes.
Yeah,
there was an X. Well, I think it originally went out on TikTok, but someone shared it on X. Somebody is clearly a Snyder bro, because it was like, he was pissed that he's clearly pissed that James Gunn took over for Zack Snyder. He's like, and he said, and we thought that the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern did terribly. This trailer makes that look like gold, and he just kind of rips into it. And he compared it to Yellowstone, but he's like, it's not supposed to be Yellowstone; it's supposed to be Green Lantern. It's I don't know.
I'll have my own thoughts on Sunday, but yeah, don't get me on a rant tonight.
There was someone.
I want to start going on a rant. So just
someone completely separate did an AI generated picture. I'm assuming it's of the cast, but it looks like they're in. It's a cast photo for Yellowstone or something like that, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I really just, yeah, we'll talk about it on Sunday. By then I'll know what you're ranting about. I'll probably have a rant of my own. So Troy, you're drinking Kraken and Dr. Pepper. You know what that makes, right? You're drinking a cracked pepper. Okay. There you go. So again, Aged Boomer dropped the gifted membership that went to Gearsopeak. Well, welcome to membership, Gearsopeak. I hope you actually tune in. I would love the opportunity to earn your continued membership. And Geek Flag with Nate Knows dropped one that went to Ghost Bastards Band. Oh, I wonder if he's actually got a band. I'll have to check out his channel too, or hers. I don't want to assume anything.
Don't assume.
I don't want to assume anything.
What happens when you assume?
Well, I will. So speaking of there's what you expect. There's what that seems most likely, and then there is reality, right? Because wild things can happen. And I don't want to wait until Thursday to say something that I'm thankful for. I am thankful, even though I don't live in Texas, I still feel like I have a dog in the hunt on this. Very happy to hear that State Rep, what's his name? Tony the Scumbag, whatever the hell his name is. He dropped out of the race because it was going to a runoff against the AK guy, Brandon Herrera. And it was very, very close. It was very, very close. And it really looked to all the world like if it went to the runoff, it was very possible that Brandon was going to win. But the head of the GOP said, you should step down. You should step down with this whole scandal you got going on. And I was talking with a buddy behind the scene, and I said, let me translate politics into English for you. Look, this scandal is not good for anybody, and we supported you last time over the upstart. We're not doing that this time. You're not going to get any money from us, and we may support the other guy. So it's up to you what you want to do, So I am thankful when I see some justice being done. But everybody is saying, well, that means he's going to be the next rep from that district, and I'm like, this is a primary. He still has to run against the Democratic opponent. It is probable, it is very likely, since this is a very red and historically very red voting district, but it's not a certainty, especially not right now. I'm sorry, guys, but if you're expecting another red wave, don't. I'm not necessarily saying there's going to be a blue wave.
This is
either,
the guy who's a rhino, Republican name only.
Yeah.
And
he was actually listed as a Democrat on some sites.
And lied about some stuff during the military.
Yeah, he's got some stolen valor on his side. He's the husband and father of 6 who was cheating on his wife with one of his interns, and I'm not saying it's related, but she ended her life by setting herself on fire.
Wow.
You don't normally do that under, just depression reasons.
That's an odd way to, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. That's.
Can you look up what his name is? Because it's going to drive me crazy if I can't remember what this asshole's name is. Tony Dumbass.
Soprano.
I don't remember.
I'm kidding.
No. God, I hope he's not Italian. Oh, God. Well, I don't know. Nancy Pelosi's Italian. She's a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, Anthony, if you find that name.
Troy, I would love to vote for Brandon, but unfortunately, we're not in the same part of Texas. There you go, Jesse. Well, but you can influence Tony Gonzalez. That's his name. That piece of shit. Yeah, that's not a Dago name for sure. But Jesse, you probably have friends that are in his district. You could talk him up. You could encourage them. Just saying. Yep, Jesse got it too. Yeah. So anyway, I know that's not on topic. I know that's not a topic we generally talk about here, but I was pretty fired up about it. I thought it was a little bit of good news to me. And so, I wanted to, it's my show, damn it. I can talk about it if I want to, but I also need to get to the presentation that Agent Boomer put together because he worked really, really hard on this.
Well, not that hard, but this is part 4. Now, I know we technically did the Christmas videos, but I don't think I really counted that in our 80s.
That was more like a Christmas. More of a Christmas. Yeah,
like
that's
a Christmas
true.
Special video.
We didn't stick specifically to 80s on that. No. We went like all time on that.
And to be fair, I'm not saying we'll always do 80s videos. You might slip into the 90s, but there's enough to cover in the 80s.
There are some 70s videos, technically.
Technically.
Yeah. We should probably, I don't know if we can find 6 of them, but.
We'll see. Yeah, there probably are 6 of them.
Yeah, that's probably, you might be right.
I'll do the jive talking video where it's just the Bee Gees standing still on a stage, and they filmed.
See, and ABBA had a bunch of those too, where yes. they were stylized, mostly just. It was too disco to just be, simple, studio footage. It was edited, and the dancing and the girls back to back, and superimposed graphics and stuff like that. So it was a little more stylish than that. It was the lead up to videos, Slasher Fred stops in to say one of the classic music videos of the 1980s is Take On Me by Aha. We did that one a few back, didn't we?
We did. You think that was one of yours, yeah.
So definitely go back in the into the history of the last call streams and check it out. We did talk about it. Almost feels like a dream sequence when the hand-drawn animation sketch comes to life. Yes, all rotoscoped, technically, but really, really good. Much parodied. We talked about it. Check out the video. It's definitely worth it. But let's today talk about, what are we going to talk about today, Uncle Boomer?
Let me see. And Jessica Grotto saying never gonna give you up. Sorry, there's no Rick Roll tonight. Did I ever tell you a funny story? This was years back, the early days of YouTube. And I
Mhm.
got excited because there was a video about the new Star Fox coming out. Nintendo's finally announced the new Star Fox for the Wii, and the video starts out and it says Star 1993 Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. It goes through all the Star Fox games, and now the big reveal, and then it's Rick Roll, and it's the video, and Never Gonna Give You Up. And then I sent it to a friend, and he is like, "Hey, look, new Star Fox game," and he clicks on it, and then my response is, "You've been Rick rolled!" Just, never mind. Let's move on.
That is so funny. I'll
That
tell
was
you,
a
I've
thing
been
back
watching
in the day.
There have been a lot of YouTube videos. This is on topic, I swear. Where they're showing kids. Is it Gen Z now? I guess.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Showing them videos of like 80s tunes
Yeah.
and getting their reactions. And sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, that's really good." And every now and again they'll be like, "Oh, I love this tune. What's his name? What's his name? Oh, I can't remember." Stuff like that. But of course, Rick Astley. They're like, "Yeah, I never really had a context for this whole Rick roll thing." And I'm like, "Dude, there was no context for it. I have no idea where it came from. It's just weird."
I know the the song because it would play on the radio all the time. But
Yeah.
now
He's a
my
white
first
guy.
pick.
He's a white guy who sings like a black guy. He's got that deep
Basically,
British voice. That is true. I always said that Rick Astley and oh gosh, what's his name? The one that sang with Somewhere Out There. Linda Ronstadt sang it with somebody. Help me out with his name. I'm drawing a blank. Who sang Somewhere Out There? Somewhere Out There. Maybe that's not even who I was thinking.
The one from American Tail.
Yeah.
The
No,
cartoon?
that's probably not who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
James Ingram? Yeah,
Aaron
but
Neville?
I don't
James
think that's...
Ingram.
Huh?
It is James Ingram.
Yeah, but that's not who I was thinking of.
Aaron Neville. Someone is saying in that.
Aaron Neville.
There we go.
That's who I meant. Yeah, that's not...
Anyway.
That's not... it's not him, but yes, Aaron Neville.
Anyway.
That I was thinking of.
This is the big surprise for my pick. I already mentioned to you ahead of time, but Men at Work. Men at Work, Down Under.
Yep.
You know this song, huh?
I absolutely know it. I got something to share if you don't have information.
I have some stuff too, but yeah, you can
Okay.
share what you want. In fact, maybe you should do that while I'm showing the picks. But this is of course there's the single album. Look at that. Australian band. I did this kind of in honor of Tony from last week. Because I figured he's from the land down under, isn't he? So yeah.
He is, and that kind of ties into what I wanted to share about them.
Go ahead.
In 2010, the band Men at Work lost a landmark copyright lawsuit regarding their 1980s hit Down Under, with a federal court ruling that the song's signature flute riff copied a substantial part of the children's nursery rhyme Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree. Larkin Music, whom I'm sure a number of you have had to deal with if you've ever gotten a copyright claim here on YouTube. The rights holder was awarded 5% of the song's royalties backdated to 2002 and future earnings. Now, I got to tell you, the battle was stressful on the band, with member Greg Ham, who played the flute riff, reportedly deeply affected by the outcome.
Wow.
Honestly, it's another one of those things where it's like, if you listen to the melody to Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree and you listen to the flute riff, I don't know. I didn't follow the case as deeply as I do some lawsuits, so I don't know how it was argued. But you get to a point where you're like, yeah, Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree is drawing from the same folk music that we drew from. It is public domain folk music that is a very distinct sound that's very Australian. So it's not that we stole copywritten music from Kookaburra. We both drew from the same public domain source. You know, I mean, that would be like if somebody did a song
based on
that had a
Captown Races.
No, even
No.
better. That had a very substantial Star Spangled Banner melody in it. And then I did something else where in a flute solo, I played a portion of the Star Spangled Banner. And then that song owner sued me. That's bullcrap. But even besides that, they have a similar style, not the same melody. So in other words, it's not even like you stole our melody. It's like we did a jazz piece and you did some jazz in your song and therefore you owe us royalties. It's like,
wow.
Do you understand? There's only so many notes in a scale, right? Yep. You know, how many notes do you have to put together before you decide this is the exact same melody? There are no rules like this. It's at the whim of a freaking judge who doesn't understand music. I've seen way too many of these cases. Anyway, let's talk about the positives about this song, because this is a great song with a great video.
So there we go. You remember this? I like how it starts out with the guy banging on the bottles, and a bottle falls over in the desert.
Yeah.
I do have an article. I decided to take this from Valerie Troutman wrote this article, Music Video of the Day Down Under. And this is on the through the Shattered Lens site. She goes on to say, first things first, what exactly was America's obsession with Australia in the 1980s? Paul Hogan was taming dogs, carrying around big knives, and having no shame when grabbing testicles in New York City. We brought over Brian Brown to pull pranks on Brian Dennehy and FX. That's true. I remember. Then battling bad guys in the sequel with a robotic clown. We slowly but surely coaxed Sam Neill over here because he could fight velociraptors. The Facts of Life even did a whole film called The Facts of Life Down Under in 1987. We snatched up Peter Weir too. The list goes on and on. I think in the 1980s...
It all goes back to George Lazenby. That's where it starts, I think.
But that's Britain, okay?
George
Britain
Lazenby,
always
he was
knew
Australian.
I know he's Australian, but that's a British series. I'm saying this is what I'm trying to explain. I think, and this is my theory, that in the 1980s is when the people of the United States finally realized that this country, Australia, existed. I think before then we had no clue that there were these people called Australians, and then suddenly, oh wow, they're kind of like us. They're a former British colony, or maybe they still are. With
a very rebellious streak. Unfortunately, they're also like us in that they're trying to give away all the freedoms that they've earned start licking boots. Because I don't care how manly Paul Hogan was. I guess. In the modern age of soy, that all goes to shit.
But anyway, I did want to say, happy Friday.
Salute to you, Daniel.
But no, I did want to say that you were around in the 80s. What was with the Australia mania? What was your thoughts of this?
I think a big part of it starts with Paul Hogan and what was it, Quigley Down Under?
With
it was
Tom
so popular.
Selleck,
Tom Selleck was the other one. Yeah,
Tom Selleck goes to Australia. That's what happened.
Right. Yeah. And Crocodile Dundee got a sequel. So because the first one was so popular, and let's face it, the blonde was really, really hot. But yeah, and then there was the whole shrimp on the Barbie thing, where he did an advert. Playing on the whole Australian thing, which is a funny little cultural thing. The things that he was throwing on the Barbie were not shrimp, at least not to the Australians. Those would have been prawns. But
do you remember Foster's Australian for beer commercials?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
You see a big juicy steak, and they put a little bit of parsley on top, and then the Australian guy says, "That's salad," in Australia.
But yeah, this was peak 80s. This was pure masculinity. Look, I know that you soy folk out there, think that that's all toxic, and all women hate men these days, or whatever the thing is.
I love my man.
Real women love real men. That's just the way it is.
Especially those sexy bald guys with fedoras.
Just saying. Virility is what it is. But seriously, it was Australian men were seen as rugged, modern day cowboys.
That's true. I didn't think about that. They had their own kind of Wild West over there.
Yeah. Absolutely. You could call it the Outback. You can call it the Bush. It's still, like, to us, it would be the Wild West. I don't think also people don't even realize. There are jokes about the fauna of Australia. Everything wants to effing kill you. Even the cute little teddy bears will eat your face off if you get too close to them. But they got, insects the size of your head, and they got, you don't go in the water because everything will just friggin' eat you.
Isn't there supposed to be a jellyfish that stings you in Australia where you will wish to die if it stings you? Oh,
something like that. Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John was Aussie too. Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
She absolutely was. Yeah. And
sorry, Yahoo Serious, Yahoo Be Serious, as I recall, right?
That's right.
He was a young Einstein, as I recall.
Young Einstein. He learned how to put bubbles in beer by splitting the atom. That's right.
And someone says that Foster's was brewed in Canada. You lie.
Well, all part of the Commonwealth, isn't it? I mean, they're all slaves to the British Empire. Same thing happened to Come On Eileen, especially the beginning part. What, that whole violin riff? Who the hell sued that? You know what? Don't get me started. I'll just get pissed. Well, I intend to get pissed. I'm trying right now.
Okay, so anyway, let me talk a little bit about the video here, okay?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Okay, so let me see. The exterior shots for the music video were shot at the Cronulla Sand Dunes near Sydney. The Cronulla Sand Dunes, if I'm pronouncing that right, sand dunes have been a major source of controversy over development and exploitation of the territory for a long time. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know about that. One of the very noteworthy things about it, considering the lyrics of the song, is that sand mining, which lasted from 1930s to 1990s, left the area more susceptible to storms than those that happened in May. Okay. I'm trying to think. You can see the theme that Conhay was talking about in the music video. The hippies coming for a spiritual experience, which is followed shortly by someone who tells the band that the land has been sold. Then we get the flute riff being played in a tree next to a stuffed koala bear that appears to have hung itself.
It was really a freaking bizarre video. It was clear these boys were having a good time. That's the only way I could explain it.
You can see a direct reference to the sand mining during a dance part, as the members digging sand and throwing it behind them. There's also the obvious references to beer at several points in the video, along with the Australian Vegemite sandwich. Yes, that was this big old dude right here.
Yeah. Have you ever tried Vegemite?
I have not. I've been afraid to. Is it good? What is it for starters?
Horrible?
It's not horrible if eaten appropriately. And I think the way that it's eaten in Australia is not the most imaginative way to consume it, in my opinion. It is
put it on toast, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is a byproduct of making beer. It's that silt, and they dry it out, and it's got a very harsh, bitter flavor. And they generally spread it very, 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 very thin on toast. And it's fine. It's okay. I think you could do better with it. I think you could make breads with it. I think you could do other things. It's also very salty.
Is this a leftover from the war, maybe? Where they
I don't know the history of it. I'll have to look into
and they
it.
needed something to put on their bread. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the reasoning behind that is.
No, I mean that really much is it. Because I have to say it probably goes back to before the war. Using all of that, using everything that is a byproduct of making some other food is just survival, you know. And Vegemite actually has a great deal of protein in it. There is a lot of nutritional value to it. But I think the way they're consuming it may not be the tastiest way. But again, it's an acquired taste. If you grow up with it, you know, kind of like wheat germ and, you know, a lot of other things, you know.
Sorry. Oh, I did want to make one more thing too. Remember how they're dragging a coffin at the end?
I do. What was that all about?
According to this, in the end, they walk far enough that we can see the vast national treasure as power lines running through it. I'm not sure what the appearance of what looks like a coffin in the end is a reference to, except that there was a famous crime committed at Cronulla known as the Wanda Beach murders. Okay, so I don't know. So maybe that's referring to that. But this is just a weird flipping video. You got the guy pouring the beer. I at first thought it was a woman, though, in the song it's reference to a dude. I guess he just has blonde hair, but he keeps meeting people from around the world. He's like, "Do you come from the land down under?" And I guess it's a fellow Australian in another part of the world, right? And it's just, yeah, it's, I don't know. And I'm trying to understand some of the lyrics of the song, but I know there's the point about the woman in the beginning. She made me breakfast, and he's eating like some kind of like Cocoa Puffs. But then I think it's sand coming out of his mouth. It's just it's a weird video because the 80s were weird, okay? But
yeah,
anyway.
no, there's no doubt about that. Yeah.
But I couldn't do Men Without Hats, so I did Men at Work. So because I already did Safety Dance, I think the first time around.
True.
All right, man. So I don't know. It's I'm sure you've heard this song 100 times. So like I said, we were obsessed with Australia in the 80s, and I'm not quite sure why, if I'm being honest with you. It was like a thing. Like Australia was cool. I mean, I'm not saying Australia isn't cool. But back in the 80s, we were like, wow, look at these people from this, land.
It was just a conflagration of things that came together to create this zeitgeist of Australia. You don't know much about it. It's a little mysterious to you. That makes it kind of cool.
Yeah.
The men are very masculine. The women
rugged,
have
like
very, very sexy accents. Olivia Newton-John.
Yes.
Just saying. So,
Well, like in the United States, they fed their citizens. That's why they're so tall over there. Actually, I make a joke about the poor British soldiers that looked malnourished during World War II. Just you had the American Australian soldiers that were all like.
Hey there, Jamie Lynn. Welcome. Good to see you.
All right.
And Mark Melnicroft, greetings from the dilithium mines of Aurora Pente.
Oh.
Drive by, like, share, subscribe, and become a member. Do all the clicky things now. Yes, thank you so much.
Now let's get to your first pick, which is Breakin' There's No Stopping Us by Ollie and Jerry.
Yes, I loved this tune. Now, just to be clear, that's Ollie E. Brown on the drum machine synthesizer, production and mixing, and Jerry Knight on bass synth, production, mixing, and engineering. The song was released in on June 21st of 1984 by Polydor Records, and is the first single from the soundtrack of the 1984 film Breakin'. The song reached number 9 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and number 5 on the UK single charts. It topped the U.S. dance charts for 1 week. It is the theme song to the film Breakin'. The drums were created by using a Roland TR-808 drum machine. The music video features footage from the film Breakin', as well as numerous street breakdancing performances. Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was an extra on the film, can be seen dancing in the background at one point. The characters of Kelly, Turbo, and Ozone dance off against a rival street dance crew known as Electro Rock. The 3 rival dancers and the actors who played them are Pop and Taco, played by Bruno Falcone. No, I'm sorry, that's probably Falcon because it doesn't end in E. So Bruno Falcon. Pop and Pete, played by Timothy Salmon. and Lollipop, played by Anna Lollipop Sanchez. Um, the footage in the video, as stated, is mostly that scene right there comes from a montage scene. Previous to this in the movie, the guys go up against the two guys from Electro Rock, and then when they bring the girl in, they're kind of outclassed. So Kelly says, "Hey, if it's just you need a gal in the troupe, she's a professional dancer, but she's more, ballet and jazz,
Yes,
and needs to be taught how to do breakdancing, and it's a bit of a challenge for her." And one of the guys from her dance troupe comes to coach, assist, help. Not that he's a break dancer, but he kind of blends the rift in culture, and so you get this. This is the tune that's actually used during that dance montage. It's not used during the first battle. The first battle that they lose, called the Defeat, was performed by Ice-T. Those of you that are fans of, what is it?
SUV.
The various Law and Order films that
Special Victims Unit, SVU.
Yeah, SUV is what Christopher Moltisanti called it on The Sopranos.
Yeah, exactly right.
There's a David Chase and Dick Wolf. They jab at each other on whichever
That's
show.
kind of funny.
Yes.
But then, of course, the big final dance number where I guess suddenly Kelly knows how to dance, and she's got like really 80s makeup and hair. So suddenly, she knows how to break dance. And
just put on the badge. Suddenly you just snap to
well,
it.
she's got,
Yes.
the eyeshadow that comes like back like this, the pre-smoky type eye, but like really flashy. And
do I have a better scene of that?
Yeah, there you go. That's the
Right here.
final dance off.
I don't know if we could see the eyeshadow there, but yes.
And if I remember correctly, wasn't she? If you didn't know her from Breakin', I think she was in like one of the American Ninja movies.
No, not American Ninja. That's a separate series.
Okay.
Of course, she could have been in one of those. She was in American Ninja 3: The Domination, which was the sequel to, is it Revenge of the Ninja? The Loose Ninja trilogy. There was Enter the Ninja. I think Revenge
if Michael
of the Ninja.
French from Retro Blasting was watching, he'd like rap my knuckles for not knowing this. He's done a video about it.
She was in Ninja 3: The Domination, where she plays a young American woman who gets possessed by the evil spirit.
By the
evil spirit of an evil ninja.
Let's just say she had an absolutely wonderful dancer's body, and
yes,
we'll leave it at that.
She could sneak into
Also, Turbo there, that's on the very left in that picture, was the choreographer for most of the dances here. Also featured as one of the dancers in Xanadu. We talked about him when we talked about Xanadu. So he passed away not too long ago, and we did an in remembrance for him. Yeah.
But there we have what is that, a training scene, or is this from the sequel?
No, this is from her dance class.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I tried finding images specifically from the video, but it was tricky. But I have a question about the music video itself, because obviously these are it's basically just clips from the movie, though this was a video that was shown on MTV and things like that. I'm curious if some of these were outtakes that weren't used in the final film, like different alternative scenes that they threw into the music video anyway.
That's a great question. I don't know. I would have to rewatch the video. I know the movie very well. I have to rewatch the video.
But no, it's fun. It was a good video, I thought. Yeah. I mean, you can do a video out of anything. I mean, you learn this going back to my salad days of being in high school, how you would have kids in the AV class, they'd be taking their favorite song and trying to splice footage to it, like the stuff they shot themselves. Do you understand? So they basically making their own video with just having the music and then having This was the early days before we had access to the internet or high editing software. You had to go use the editing lab in the high school, so to
Exactly.
make these things.
My 11-year-old self appreciated her. Yes, I'll bet your 40-year-old self appreciated her too.
She's a nice looking woman, yes.
Because the ballet dancer needs to be shown the ghetto wisdom. Yeah, I guess so. That is kind of the trope, right?
Well, wasn't her dad like a snob? I don't want their kind around my house.
Oh, Slasher Fred. Spoilers. You're getting ahead of me. Slow down.
But I couldn't tell if it was I don't know if it was necessarily a race issue, but a class issue maybe is why you didn't want them around.
Both Breakin' movies were released in the same year, if I recall correctly. They put speed on getting the sequel done because the first one did so well. And
I get points for that. In an age where they take years and years and years to do a sequel in Hollywood, I give them points for cranking.
Keep in mind, this was very low budget.
Yeah,
it didn't cost a lot, and there weren't a lot of special effects. Most of the music and stuff was done in the editing, so you could pump it out really darn fast. And it was the kind of thing where it's like, guys, before you take another roll, let's punch this out. And actually, I would even argue that the second movie has a more involved plot, trying to save a neighborhood
rec center for the kids. Yeah.
Exactly. Both movies are great. I think we've done both movies as rewatches on my channel.
Of course, the sequel's title is legendary. Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo, and it's become the meme for whatever we think doesn't deserve a sequel to Electric Boogaloo, and it's like, yeah, I get it, but both movies did pretty decently, and they were very, very popular. And yes, I will admit that a very young 80s Troy, late grade school, early high school, did the breakdancing. The whole, lay out a piece of cardboard, do the spinning. Yeah. I'll tell you something. It's a lot like wrestling, right? Where you say, well, wrestling's not a real sport, just like, breakdancing isn't real dancing. I'm telling you, both require a great deal of skill and physical prowess that not just anybody can do. Now, 55-year-old Troy could not manage even I'd be lucky if I could do, the robotic pops these days. Actually, I probably do those naturally. But, classic flash dance almost feels like a theatrical music video. You're absolutely right. And I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see an Irene Cara song in an upcoming one of these streams.
Yeah, and we had Jennifer Beals was in that, right? All right.
Oh, she's great in the L Word. Wait, what? Who said that?
All right.
Anyway.
Should I move on?
Yes, before Netter throws something at me.
Okay. There we go. And the dig dance off at the end. Those are some cool outfits they got there.
That was the other thing. She's the one that convinces them that they need, to do the production value. Yeah.
Miss Roboto by Styx.
Before you get into this, let me just say Styx they were an incredible band, and if you don't know who they are, I'll bet you know some of their music, and God, I love their music. Mr. Roboto, I don't think is even their best work, but it is great.
And this was from their album Kilroy was here, right?
Yes.
And there we go. That is Mr. Roboto. And when you watch this music video, this is like a rock opera kind of I almost think this should have been done as a musical, like maybe that's how it was done on stage. Yeah.
This was how it was envisioned. They really were planning like a rock opera to go with it. They had a whole story in mind, and
A dystopian future where rock and roll is banned, right? I think that was
exactly. And then of course they get into all of the Asian technology and the technology wars and stuff. A little bit prophetic in some ways, but God, I hadn't really thought about that until now. It does look a lot like what we're experiencing today. Not that rock and roll is outlawed, but boy, anything gender specific, anything too masculine, anything too feminine, all the things that were supposed to be so liberating for women is now offensive, and gender fluidity and
well,
everything offends everybody, so everything is not legally outlawed, but kind of socially outlawed.
Well, it's funny too because Billy Corrigan was on. He's been making the rounds in media lately, and he's saying that he's saying that a lot of the record companies did a lot of damage to rock and roll in the late '90s. I think they were trying to kill it off because it was harder to market it than other types of genres of music. And so, no, it wasn't the government doing it, but I don't know. In some ways, maybe it was the whole payola thing in the radio stations, and just
that's a big part of it,
Yeah. But there we go. That is the single that came out from Styx. And I got a kick out of this video. This does look like something out of. I almost think that the Mr. Roboto design looks like something out of that. Remember that one Tom Baker episode with the killer robots in the '70s? They kind of had
Autons.
Like what?
Wasn't it the Autons?
No, it was the maybe it was, they had like I almost want to say they look like either ancient Greek or Roman like faces, but they were metal.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Of course, it turns out they really weren't evil. Someone was messing with them, but
right.
It was a that's kind of the look you have here, where you have this Japanese mask. Looks like a Japanese man on like these dancer bodies that act like mannequins with the the slight movements and everything.
Right.
But I did want to get into in fact, they did call it a rock opera according to Wikipedia. But a music video. The song's video, directed by Brian Gibson, depicts Jonathan Chance, played by guitarist Tommy Shaw, walking into the Rock Museum to meet Kilroy, and a robot approaches. After this, it morphs into 5 robots moving and dancing, choreographed by Kenny Ortega. Shortly thereafter, the robots transform into members of Styx, including a clean-shaven Dennis DeYoung. He shaved his trademark mustache off at the conclusion of Paradise Theater Tour in 1982. The video then alternates between the band playing the song on stage and scenes from the Killer Was Here backdrop film. Then the members of Styx morph back into robots, and DeYoung confronts the robots, screaming in the ear of one of the robots before collapsing. DeYoung awakens to see he is being experimented on and runs off. The video cuts back to the ending of the first scene, and Jonathan Chance climbs onto the stage. Before the robot removes his mask to reveal Kilroy, another shot of the robot with lights on is used to end the clip. Playing Mr. Robot in the video was mime Robert Griffith. So they had mimes playing the robots in this. And let me just get to some more pics of this. I have another article to share too, but
I am the modern man.
Modern man. I keep wanting to say modern man, but it's modern man, right? Yes, that's the yes. And we get another pic of Mr.
I am
Roboto there
without emotions.
It's a great song, and I wish that they would do like a theatrical, or even a movie production of just the whole album and make it like a actual musical. But here we go. This is from an article I found. So 5 ways the Mr. Roboto music video prepared me for the inevitable AI takeover.
Oh, I should have known this was coming.
Number 1, AI likes to dance. We see this from the beginning of the video, and it continues throughout. I believe I can use this to my advantage and play catchy 80s era rock opera songs to distract it from destructive activities like extracting all the oxygen from our atmosphere or hacking into our amygdalas to alter our memories. I don't know. Okay, but after all, these would be difficult.
Amygdalas.
That's I've never
go.
actually had to read that word in my life, so there we go. Okay.
Well,
know there's
I was a psychology major that minored in psychobiology.
I've never had a psychology class, so that might be why.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
AI can't take a sucker punch to the gut. Around the video's 2.5 video mark, Dennis DeYoung takes one of the robots out of commission with a swift right hand to the stomach. We all need to take heed of this, as it's hard for an advanced generalized intelligence to take over the world if it's lying on the ground gasping for air. You wouldn't be able to do that to Data.
I have to wonder if that's where the off switch is. Kind of like on the early Cybermen, they had a thing on the back of their neck.
The exhaust port, yes.
Right.
I could easily disguise myself as an AI. As this 1983 opus very wisely pretends, AI will take on a boxy robotic form as it spreads throughout the earth. Thankfully, such an appearance will be easy to replicate, and I will use this to my advantage to infiltrate their ranks and gather information, eventually take them down from the inside. Number 4, AI is bad at hiding. And aerial surveillance systems patrol what appears to be some sort of shipyard, and AI hides by simply crouching against the cargo equipment. I would have expected something more like this Solid Snake-esque approach to subterfuge.
Look, when you consider video game logic and how if you crouch, suddenly nobody can see you,
yes,
and you can walk up right behind them, and they'll go, "Huh? What was that? Who's there?" Must be my imagination. It's like
must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Yes, must have been the wind. Yes.
Netter is quoting a completely different source than me, and that just shows you how ubiquitous this is in video games.
Everyone knows Solid Snake. It's like the Wall Chicken. Another game by Konami, by the way.
Wall Chicken. That's right.
Same company made. Same company also made Metal Gear.
I am referencing Fallout 4. Netter is referencing. Well, Viva La Dirt League, which is referencing various video games.
It's actually their version of what's it called? Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah, exactly.
With a character.
Actually,
called,
Skyrim is the same company, I suppose, as Fallout 4. So I would expect there to be similarities. But
the character is NPC Man.
Yeah, NPC Man. Yeah.
But the last point is AI is susceptible to flattery. This is apparent. The song signature chorus "Domo Arigato" means "thank you very much." Yes.
Yes,
so,
it does.
Which is likely. Well, I think robots like to be. You don't be.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape when I needed to.
Have you thanked Alexa recently?
Every single time she does something that I ask her to do.
Have you ever?
Why? Because it's the Ensign Gomez precept. I am not going to be dehumanized by not recognizing the normal human niceties, even when I'm talking to an AI.
I think you're where I'm not swearing at her for getting something.
Well, yeah, she does, because when she starts getting passive aggressive, it's like, fuck you, bitch. And I'll tell you, the thing just blue light and then turns off. It's like, nope, I'm done.
What does she think of this video, I wonder?
Alexa, what do you think of the video for Mr. Roboto?
That's an interesting question about the Mr. Roboto video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it first. What stands out to you about the video?
Well, we're talking about it on my live stream right now, and we were talking about how despite the fact that it's an 80s video, it seems very prophetic.
Oh, absolutely. Styx was way ahead of their time with that one. The whole concept of humans becoming disconnected from their humanity through technology feels incredibly relevant today. Dennis DeYoung basically predicted our smartphone zombie apocalypse decades before it happened. What specific parts are hitting you and your viewers as most prophetic?
I think your commentary is pretty much underscoring it just fine, Alexa.
Well, I appreciate that. Guess even a digital assistant can spot when humans are turning into the very thing they once feared. Your stream sounds like it's having some deep conversations tonight.
You want to say hi to my audience?
Hey there, stream viewers. Hope you're all having a fantastic night discussing the prophetic genius of Styx. Thanks for letting a digital being crash your very human conversation about becoming robots.
Thanks, Alexa.
You just made my day. Hope your stream keeps rolling strong tonight.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
this is the kind of stuff that sounds like, you know, this is the Turing test right there. Let me tell you, it's really, really freaking. Oh my God, this is creepy. No, you're absolutely right there, Jesse. Real quick, I want to back up to a couple of comments that Slasher Fred had said. Yeah, we talked about Flashdance. Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham. The theme to the 1983 classic Vacation, actually used in every vacation movie except Christmas Vacation. This video has the singer in The Office. There you go. You might think by the Cars. You have a woman in bed being terrorized by the lead singer. The video includes a spoof King Kong. It includes footage from Robot Monster. And it's a video that has a sequel called Drive. Paulina Porniskova is in both because she was dating the lead singer of the Cars. Whereas You Might Think is kind of goofy and funny. Drive is a little bit sad. But it's it's a song I always love to sing in karaoke. We got to do a karaoke stream again pretty soon. Maybe I'll do that then. Welcome, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. He says, Hopla! Swinging in to say hi, but I'm exhausted. Understood. If you want to catch us on the rewatch, you can always do that. So there you go. I'm glad we were able to get an AI perspective of a song about AI. Yes, and Daft Punk does definitely seem to be homaged in that, no doubt.
Oh, probably, yeah.
All right.
It's probably high time we did another Michael Jackson song. So yes, here we are.
That's fair. I could have gone one of two ways with this. It was either going to be Beat It or Bad. Either one would have worked, but anyway. Beat It is a song by Michael Jackson from his sixth studio album, Thriller, 1982. Thriller blew out a whole bunch of records. I don't mean records. I mean, records. It was written and composed by Jackson, produced by Quincy Jones, and co-produced by Jackson. Jones encouraged Jackson to include a rock song similar to My Sharona on the album. Jackson later said, I wanted to write a song, the type of song that I would buy if I were to buy a rock song, and I wanted the children to really enjoy it. The school children as well as the college students. It included a guitar solo by Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
Following the successful Thriller single, The Girl Is Mine and Billie Jean, Beat It was released on February 21st, 1983 as the album's third single. It peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, staying there for 3 weeks. It also charted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot Black Singles charts. Billboard ranked the song number 5 in 1983. It is certified 8 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. Beat It was a number one hit in Europe, reaching number 1 in Spain, Belgium, and the Netherlands. With sales of over 10 million worldwide, Beat It is one of the best-selling songs of all time. The Beat It music video, which features Jackson bringing 2 gangs together through the power of music and dance, helped establish Jackson as an international pop icon. The single, also with its music video, helped make Thriller the best-selling album of all time. Beat It has been cited as one of the most successful, recognized, awarded, and celebrated songs in the history of popular music. Both the song and the video had a large impact on pop culture. Beat It won the 1984 Grammy Award for Record of the Year and Best Male Rock Vocal Performance, as well as 2 American Music Awards. It was included in the music video Producers Hall of Fame. Rolling Stones ranked Beat It number 337 on its list of 500 greatest songs of all times in 2004, and at number 185 in 2021, updating the list. The magazine also named it the 81st greatest guitar song of all time. Eddie Van Halen there. It was included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Let's see. The music video for Beat It helped establish Jackson as an international pop icon. The video was Jackson's first treatment of black youth and the streets. Both Beat It and Thriller are notable for their mass choreography or synchronized dancers, a Jackson trademark. The video, which cost Jackson $150,000 to create after CBS refused to finance it, was filmed on Los Angeles' Skid Row, mainly on location on East 5th Street, around March 9th, 1983. To add authenticity to the production, but also to foster peace between them, Jackson had the idea to cast members of rival Los Angeles street gangs, the Crips and the Bloods. In addition to around 80 genuine gang members, the video, which is noted for opening up many job opportunities for dancers in the U.S., also featured 18 professional dancers and 4 breakdancers. Besides Jackson, Michael Peters and Vincent Peterson, the cast included Michael Lorenzo, Stoney Jackson, Tracy Guns, Tony Fields, Peter Tram, Rick Stone, and Cheryl Song. It's important to me to share these names with you, as I did on the previous one, talking about who the dancers were, because I think these names are completely lost. People forget, don't know, and they're really the backbone of what make these kinds of things successful. The bar location shown in the latter part of the first minute of the video was also featured 13 years earlier in the gatefold and back cover of The Doors' 1970 album, Morrison Hotel. Coincidentally, the name that Skid Row bar, the Hard Rock Cafe, was also the inspiration for the London Original and the famous chain of restaurants begun in my birth year, 1971. The video was written and directed by Bob Gialdi, produced by Ralph Cohen, Anthony Payne, and Mary Ann Ensign, who through the production company Gasp. The second video released for the Thriller album, it was choreographed by Peters and also performed alongside Vincent Patterson as one of the 2 lead dancers. Despite some sources claiming otherwise, Jackson was involved in creating some parts of the choreography. Jackson asked Giraldi, at the time already an established commercial director, but who had never directed a music video, to come up with a concept for the Beat It video, because he really liked a commercial Giraldi had directed for WLS-TV in Chicago about a married couple of 2 elderly blind people who, instead of running from a rundown neighborhood all the other white people had fled from, chose to stay and throw a block party and all the young children in the area. Contrary to popular belief, the concept of the album was not based on the Broadway musical West Side Story. We'll get back to that. In reality, Giraldi drew inspiration from his growing up in Paterson, New Jersey. The video had its world premiere on MTV during prime time on March 31st, 1983. Neither Beat It nor Billie Jean were, as is often claimed, the first music video by an African-American artist to be played on MTV. Soon after the premiere, the video was also running on other video programs, including BET's Video Soul, Superstation WTBS Night Track, and NBC's Friday Night Videos. I remember that. In fact, Beat It was the first video shown on the latter's first ever telecast on July 29th, 1983. The video opens with the news of a fight circulating at a diner. The scene repeats itself at a pool hall where gang members arrive and the song begins to play. The camera cuts to Jackson lying on a bed and he contemplates the senseless violence. Jackson dons a red leather J. Parks brand jacket and dances his way towards the fight through the diner and pool hall. A knife fight is taking place between the two gang leaders in a warehouse. They dance battle for an interlude of music until Jackson arrives. He breaks up the fight and launches into a dance routine. The video ends with the gang members joining him in the dance, agreeing that violence is not the solution to their problem. The video received recognition through numerous awards. The American Music Awards named the short film their favorite pop rock video and their favorite soul video. The Black Gold Awards honored Jackson with the Best Video Performance Award. The Billboard Video Awards recognized the video with 7 awards: Best Overall Video Clip, Best Performance by a Male Artist, Best Use of Video to Enhance a Song, Best Use of a Video to Enhance an Artist's Image, Best Choreography, Best Overall Video, and Best Dance Disco 12-inch.
Very nice.
Yeah. The short film was ranked by Rolling Stones as the #1 video in both their critics and readers polls. The video was later inducted into the Music Video Producers Hall of Fame. In November 2023, the music video reached 1 billion views on YouTube. It was Jackson's 3rd music video after Billie Jean and They Don't Care About Us to achieve this milestone. The music video of the song appears on the video album Video's Greatest Hits, High Story on the Film, Volume 2, Number Ones, and the bonus DVD of Thriller 25, Michael Jackson's Vision. So there you go.
I like the fact that there was some dude crawling out of the sewer in this video. Look at that.
Yes.
It's like they're coming out from everywhere. They're coming out from everywhere in this video.
Literally coming from everywhere to dance, yes.
There's that diner that in the beginning, I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm thinking this is going to be like there's going to be fisticuffs and knives flying soon. But nope, that's not what happens. See? We got So he was known as the King of Pop, as I recall, correct?
He absolutely was the King of Pop. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Okay. All right.
Those jackets were very, very popular because of him and this video.
The red ones.
My thing. Yeah, it never really was my thing, I got to say. It wasn't. But
they got a lot of interesting outfits in the back.
And did we talk about this? Did we do Eat It when we did the
Weird Al? We might have. I don't remember, but we could always talk about it briefly. The Weird Al spinoff. Does someone try to get out of the sewer in that same scene, but he's too large, he can't pull himself out or something?
That sounds like the kind of shtick that would be in a yeah. You know what, Slasher Fred? Not a Madonna fan. I took a poke at her in the opening monologue. She can just go to hell. I do not like that bitch. I just don't. I used to like some of her songs, but you know.
But regardless, she was the one who was known as the Queen of Pop back in the day.
And I always felt that she wasn't really all that. I think she had a bigger ego than she had talent. I got to be honest. I really do.
I like the Vogue video, but that's a 1990 video.
That one, if I didn't dislike her so much, would have made this stream. But
let's see, Slasher Years, which is basically a theme song to 1989 the same way. It was a parody of the music videos of Guns N' Roses. So,
I want to say goodnight to Booger. Take care, my friend.
Moving on to Don't Answer Me by the Alan Parsons Project.
Even before I saw this video, I loved this song. Okay.
Makes you want to cry, doesn't it?
I don't know if it makes me want to cry.
I don't know. It makes me kind of melancholy. I don't know.
Yes, it does make me feel a little melancholy in a good way, I think.
Yes.
I really, really like this song. Great use of melody in this. And great use of percussion. I mean, that that clickety clack. I forget what they call it. The little
Yes.
maraca type thing.
Yes.
Oh gosh, great.
But here we go. There's the single right there. And hold on, let me find my article on this. Let me
Don't answer me. Don't break the
see. Yeah.
silence. Don't let me win.
1984 song, Alan Parsons Project, from the album Ammonia Avenue. It reached number 15 on the Billboard charts in the United States. Was final Billboard Top 20 hits for the group. It also reached number 58 in the United Kingdom. Music video is rendered in comic book style with art by animation by Michael Collada.
They say comic book style, but I would say pop art style. But be that as it may, I think I'm splitting hairs.
I can't put my finger on it. That's one thing that throws me off about this, because like I'm almost getting like a Dick Tracy vibe, but
I think that's very much what they're going for, that kind of noir style. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that is necessarily based on like you might have a better. It's not like superhero comics. That's not what we're looking at.
Right. It's very much meant to be more like detective noir comics, but not comics. See, that style isn't
pop
comic
art.
book
Yeah.
style. It is very much that pop art of the. That was very, very late
50s,
70s, early 80s,
late
or
70s,
even
early
50s, with a 50s sensibility to
50s sensibility to it. Yeah. And but this is the adventures of Sugar and hold on, I'll get to that in a second. But music video for Don't Answer Me was directed and animated by Michael Collada with the assistance of Kelly Alder.
Look at those big eyes on the blonde. That's just, wow. And the dimples.
Production was handled by storytellers visual of Doyle Dane Benmark under supervision of Bill Berna. Webster and Charlie Rice were given 24 hours to develop the storyboard for the music video, another 24 hours to determine the budget, and another 24 hours to find an entity willing to carry out the project. They ultimately selected Broadcast Arts, an animation company that also created the logos for MTV. That makes perfect sense to me, actually. You know,
that's not enough time. Well, you should have started on this 3 days ago. You didn't mention it until today. Well, what can I tell you?
Music video was filmed over the course of 3 weeks. That's impressive for 3 weeks. Peter Barron, who was the erstwhile manager of video service of Arista Records, commented that a shorter time frame was provided as the release of the single was imminent. Visually, the music video uses traditional cell animation imposed over three-dimensional sets, with members of the Alan Parsons Project appearing throughout certain portions. Speech balloons appear above the animated characters with dialogue that differs from the song's lyric.
Run away and hide from everyone. Yeah, exactly.
The 40-man animation team created 12 drawings for every second of music video, which, with each image being mounted on styrofoam for filming. The video is presented as a story in the fictional comic book series The Adventures of Nick and Sugar. The story starts out at the Flamingo Bar, where Sugar is on a date with the thuggish Muscles Malone. Yeah, I called him a bruiser when I saw it. I didn't know he had an actual name. Okay. Sugar was once in a romantic relationship with Nick, who drinks heavily and empties a bottle of Johnny Walker Red as he watches Malone manhandle Sugar. After finishing the bottle, Nick leaves the bar and drives to Burgers and Shakes.
Yep.
Drive-in, passing a billboard with the Ammonia Avenue album cover displayed. While admitting his heartbreak to Leslie, the car hop, a black sedan carrying Malone and Sugar, pulls up next to Nick's convertible. When Sugar resists Malone's demand for a kiss, Malone moves to slap Sugar. An enraged Nick pulls Malone from his car and starts brawling with the much larger thug. Malone appears to have beaten Nick, but Nick summons one last powerful uppercut and knocks Malone clear off the planet, sending him to the left eye of the man in the moon.
Yep.
As Nick and Sugar embrace, the view quickly cuts to a still life drawing of the band featuring Wolfson and Parsons at the keyboards, dressed in mid-century cocktail lounge outfits, performing the song. Nick and Sugar drive away together, with Nick pausing to wipe Malone out of the man in the moon's eye with a handkerchief. The video was nominated for Most Experimental Video in the first ever 1984 Music Video Awards, but lost to Herbie Hancock's Rocket.
Which we did, I think, in our first video, didn't we? Our first.
It's one. I think it was the
commentary on
last
music
one we
videos, yeah.
did. You did.
Oh, maybe it
Rocket,
was the
yeah.
last one. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, look at those images though. It's a remarkable video to behold. It's not like fluidly animated, but it almost looks like if the comic book characters were
No,
walking around
when you
something.
know the limitations they
Yes.
were under, it comes
Yeah.
off more like a motion comic than
like a
anything.
motion comic. I mean, there's some animation in it. It's like a mix.
But
yeah,
it's pretty cool. Oh, come on, tell me that's not Dick Tracy-esque. They were clearly drawing on Dick Tracy for this.
But we're rooting for Nick and Sugar to get back together and for this brute to get knocked into the sky, right?
Right, exactly.
You know, we like a little romance, right? It's a very romantic song, I feel.
It kind of is.
Yeah, but there you go.
Right, there's the cartoon representations of the Alan Parsons Project. Don't answer me, don't break this. Oh, that's I love that. And that was one I listened to in the car all the time. I love that one. You guys don't realize, well, I mean, the younger among you, I'm sure those that are in our age bracket probably do know this. You'd come home and there was, if you weren't watching He-Man or whatever it was that you watched when you got home, you just flip it to MTV and let the music play, while you were doing your homework or whatever else was going on. And then every now and again, you'd stop and you'd watch the video if it was a song you particularly like, especially.
You watched MTV. I watched VH1.
Well, given there did come a point where, VH1 seemed to have come later. So MTV is where it started. But then I started migrating to MTV too.
You mean VH1?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I started to migrate to VH1
because MTV
as well.
started being all like dramas and things.
It very much early on, MTV started going to more than just music videos, and all I wanted was music videos. So I'd start changing over to VH1, but eventually we lost VH1 too. So.
But I remember, though, if you watch the movie The Goonies, they have the Cyndi Lauper video playing in the background for Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is on the soundtrack, of course. But I think that's also there because, the kids would turn on the TV.
Have we done that
videos.
one?
No.
We haven't done that one yet, have we?
No, we have not.
Well, we'll get to it next time, I'm sure.
But I don't know. I've been meaning to do this one for a while. It's been on my mind. I keep forgetting to put this one for one of these music video nights. And I don't know. I think the video is very inventive. I have not seen anything quite like it. Got my mind.
They definitely distinguish themselves with this one. Slasher Fred says, "Got My Mind Set on You" by George Harrison. This music video feels like an homage to Evil Dead 2 because it has inanimate objects that come to life.
We'll have to look.
Give me a second here. Let me see if I can remember these lyrics. I know they were pretty complicated. I got my mind set on you. What comes after that? I have a hard time remembering. Oh, that's right. I got my mind set on you. Let's see. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you.
Wow.
I joke, but there was a bit from. Do you remember the movie? Or the series Laverne and Shirley? Carmine Ragusa is talking to Laverne's father, and he's saying, "I don't understand your rock and roll music. It's the lyrics. There's no lyrics like back in my day." He goes, "What are you talking about? We got great lyrics." He goes, "Okay, sing to me the lyrics of the number one song right now on the hits." He goes, "Let me think. My baby does the hanky-panky." He goes, "Yeah, what's the next line?" "My baby does the hanky-panky." Keep going. "My baby does the hanky-panky." He goes, "I rest my case."
Yeah.
Very funny.
Right after that, you actually get more lyrics.
I know. Same with You Got My Mind Set on You. I'm just making a riff here. So anyway.
But is that it for Don't Answer Me? Let me see here. Oh, and I had to show that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I you have to wonder what happens next, right?
Don't care.
Okay.
That's enough. That's how you want it to.
That's
and they lived happily ever after. That's how you and the car starts flying up into the sky, right?
He didn't get a burger though. I bet they were good.
Nobody got a shake.
Uh-huh. He got
Within throwing distance.
I know.
he it's probably better than well, we have a burger controversy to talk about on Sunday, so we'll get there.
Oh
boy.
God, that's gonna be a thing to talk about. Let me tell you.
Why?
I
This
know.
decade
I'll tell you
sucks.
why,
This
but
decade
we'll get to it. Also, you got to take out a second mortgage if you want to buy that burger too. Storyman Jack, hey you guys! No. I'm sorry. Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Hey you guys!
We're just talking about the Goonies.
Oh, did they do that in Goonies? No, that was a reference to, let's go back even further. The Electric Company, Rita Moreno.
Yeah.
Every episode started out, hey, you guys.
Was it
I can't
reference
do
in
it like
Goonies?
Rita
Maybe the
Rita
guy was saying
Moreno.
it because he.
Rita Moreno has a voice. Oh, speaking of West Side Story, we were just talking about West Side Story, right? Rita Moreno. My gosh. Love is a battlefield.
That's Pat Benatar.
Absolutely. Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar, released September 12th, 1983, as a single from Benatar's live album, Live from Earth, 1983, although the song itself was a studio recording. It was written by Holly Knight and Mike Chapman. The song was ranked number 30 in VH1's list of 100 greatest songs of the 1980s. Love is a Battlefield went on to sell over 1 million records. The Bob Giraldi directed music video featured Benatar playing a rebellious teenage girl. That's a bit of a stretch, but playing a teenage girl. Runaway. Benatar was actually 30 at the time. Her abusive father, played by actor Trey Wilson,
Don't come back if you leave, right?
Right. That's right. The spoken line over the music being played warns her as she runs away from home after no longer taking the abuse. If you leave this house now, you can just forget about coming back, as her mother watches helplessly. Benatar waves goodbye to her brother, played by Philip Cruz, who watches sadly from an upstairs window. She later becomes a taxi dancer at a seedy club in the city. We talked about taxi dancing a couple weeks ago when we did Hard to Hold by Rick Springfield for Monday's Members Night at the Movies. She writes letters to her brother, who is reassured that she is okay, and her father begins to regret yelling at her. When she witnesses the club owner, played by actor Gary Christ, harassing another dancer, Benatar rounds up her fellow dancers and leads a rebellion against him. The dancers get the upper hand of the club owner and escape from the club, dancing off as the sun rises. After thanking Benatar for helping liberate them, the dancers bid each other goodbye and all go their separate ways. The video ends with Benatar sitting in the back of a bus headed for an unknown destination. The video was choreographed by Michael Peters, who appears briefly in the video. A special dance club remix of the song was created by Jelly Bean Benitez. Benitez also created an edited version of his mix specifically for the video. It differs slightly in structure and instrumentation, and aside from appearing in the video, has never been commercially released. The video was one of the first ever to feature the use of dialogue. Philip Bailey's I Know was the first, but Benatar's got more exposure. The scene featuring dialogue, including the opening argument scenes between Benatar and her father, in which he shouts at her, if you leave this house, you can just forget about coming back. And the scene when the club owner harasses the taxi dancer, causes her to scream, leave me alone, at him. The video was nominated for the MTV Video Music Award for Best Female Video. Now, why was I... and let me tell you something. Pat Benatar really did have a huge impact on style. Even though it wasn't her music, she had a very, in appearance, punk style that definitely introduced that kind of a look. The hairstyle, the eye makeup, and so forth too.
She kind of reminds me of my sister Jeanette.
Yes, I can totally see that. You're absolutely right about that.
She was my cool sister.
Right. And the oldest, right?
No. Jackie was the oldest. Jeanette, then Michelle, then me, of the girls.
I would have thought Michelle was higher on that order because
Jeanette is 1 year older than Michelle.
Interesting. Anyway, so what I was going to say about this is, if you look at all three of the videos that I talked about, all three of them involve the dance-off, right? In place of an actual fight, you have a dance, right? Very, very clearly, and you know, again, the people behind it can say it wasn't inspired by or related to, or they weren't even thinking about West Side Story, but West Side Story clearly did. You know, the rival gangs, they get together to fight, but it's a musical, so instead they dance.
You gotta have a dance off.
You gotta have a dance off, right? And then, of course, you know, you very clearly have that in. I mean, it is not even allegory. It literally is a dance off in Breakin', right? They're not engaging in fisticuffs. They're trying to be the better dancers, right? And then, of course, you kind of do come back to the, even if it wasn't inspired by it, at least that's what they say, the same trope of the rival gangs, you know, in a dance off, but instead of the dance being inserted in place of the fighting, it's the dancing together that brings them together. And then here you have Pat Benatar and the other dancers, right, going up against the club owner. At one point, they throw a drink in his face.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's gonna go and he's gonna backhand him, but she starts giving him the shoulders, right? And he's like, "Oh man, I can't take this heat," you know, and then backs off.
He's got the gold tooth and everything.
Oh yeah, and it's like you know, it's like they just pulled Uzis on him or something. You know, it's like somehow this dancing intimidated the hell out of him, and you know, and they leave. If you want to be a little bit more realistic about it, it's not really about the dancing. It's really about the fact that they kind of unionized and said, "You have no club without us, so screw you, we're leaving," you know. But it's a little humorous, you know. Yeah, you give me a little shoulder, and you're gonna. It's like you're beating the hell out of me. But great song. Really interesting video. Very, very memorable. God, she was so young. 30, you know, right? You know, you look at this as a teenager, you know, and you're like, wow, she's a little bit old to be, you know, in the role she's supposed to be playing. But then when you're in your 50s looking back, you're like, damn, she was so young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but there you go. She's mad as heck, and she's not going to take it anymore.
Could have done a what do you call it? An honorable mention for Tina Turner's Private Dancer.
Go ahead, do it now.
Played on some of the same themes. When I saw that image, I thought of that immediately. So
cool. Very cool.
Real quick, Slasher Fred says, listen, like Thieves by INXS, this rare music video is a spoof of the famous scene in Escape from New York, where Snake goes into the abandoned theater while searching for the president. The original, yeah. The original "We Are the World" by USA for Africa. By the way, that was the song for our graduation class from grade school in Was it 84? 84, I think I graduated from grade school. This was one of the very first benefit music videos. You have many various artists, including Lionel Richie and, of course, Michael Jackson. Yes, and there is a documentary out there about the USA for Africa. Look into it. It's a very sad story. Absolutely zero of the money raised for that ever made it to feeding anybody.
Oh, gee. So where to go?
You have to watch the, but let's just say it went into the hands of the people that are mostly responsible for the lack of distribution in the first place. And I'm not even talking about the music industry, although that was part of it. We're talking corrupt governments. Just, you need to know the charity you're donating to, is all I'm going to say. There she is with the shoulders.
So, unfortunately, this brings us to the end. I had later dudes.
Oh, is that the last song?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you want, though, I figured I'd bring up, this is what we've done so far before tonight's stream. Our first time round, we did Thriller by Michael Jackson, Money for Nothing but Dire Straits, Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. I think that was yours.
I love that song.
Safety Dance, Men Without Hats. Not
Everybody look at your hands.
Yes. Nothing's gonna stop us now by Starship. Is that Jefferson Starship fame?
Jefferson Starship, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, so it was Jefferson Airplane.
Okay.
Well, previously Jefferson Airplane, and eventually just
Starship. And I want to rock by Twisted Sister. That was mine. I remember that. That was the first time. Then we did Putting on the Ritz by Taco. That was me.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz.
Funny.
Unless we're doing Young Frankenstein. Put on the Ritz.
Yeah, then we did Take on Me by Aha. That was you. I did She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby.
We talked about Thomas Dolby 2 weeks ago when we were talking AI. He's got some opinions about it. Right tool for the right job kind of concept. Interesting stuff, yeah.
It's weird how, like, the 1 week you started out, 1 month you started out, then I started out, and then we went back again. It's like we're keeping the order. Let's see. Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. That was mine. I think I mentioned Sledgehammer. That was you, by Peter Gabriel. And Land of Confusion by Genesis.
Yeah, and see, these are all great 80s songs, but you need to check out the videos, and all of these are available out there on YouTube. All of them are very unique. Very, very Land of Confusion using these puppets.
These disturbing
you have
puppets.
The Peter Gabriel song using, like, technically it's stop motion. Where he's literally lying on his back under a piece of glass, and this animation is being done over him, and it's being done frame by frame. I think he spent like all day on his back underneath this glass. It was just ridiculous. All very innovative. Brilliant.
Let's see here. And then our last time you did start out with Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles.
Because that was the first song played
on MTV, yeah. And I did White Wedding by Billy Idol. Then you did Rocket by Herbie Hancock. Then I did...
That was another ingenious one where it was all animatronics and robotic.
Weird.
Very, very strange, yeah. But very original. You cannot say it wasn't original.
Then I did Don't Come Around Here No More by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, the Alice in Wonderland homage.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. I love that, yeah.
Yeah, we both picked a Tom Petty video that night because you did Free Falling. And,
yes, I did. That's right.
And then I ended with Bust a Move by Young MC. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, and now we did ours tonight. So we will
I'm glad you got us caught up for the next time that we do this.
We will add them to the list. And I have to tell you, I don't know. We could probably keep this going. But
So let me see if
Rick
and
Roll,
of
Rick
course,
Roll might have to happen.
in a lot of ways, this is for those of you that are of a certain age, in our age range. This is nostalgia. For those of you that are younger, take it as an education and an opportunity to check out some really incredible music that
Yeah.
you might not even know about. So we have one more stream before I have to take a week off. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, on the 20th, there won't be a last call. Am I correct about that, Agent Boomer?
Well, we will be in Orlando on that day.
We will both
Probably at
be
the
in
after
Orlando
party.
for MegaCon.
Yes.
Yeah. Cannot guarantee we will be live streaming, but don't count on it. I'm absolutely trying to have some clips scheduled for the week that I will be out traveling. Boomer, however, will be slightly more available since it's a little bit more local to him. Boomer, are you going to be doing a Geeky Geezers on the 22nd?
Yeah, I suppose I will try for that. I might see if Deleted Scenes wants to join me for that day. I'll ask him if he's up for it. Or
Awesome.
maybe Big Al or somebody. Yeah. I'll put out those feelers, and I will
I will literally be halfway home at the time that stream.
We'll probably keep it short, maybe like an hour or so. But yeah, we'll probably do something on that Sunday. Maybe I'll see if there's anything he wants to talk about. Oh, I can't wait for this Sunday though, because that's gonna be it's gonna be Green Lantern.
My hope, my intent is that you're gonna do Geeky Geezers, but you're gonna be so strung out and hungover from partying all the time that we're together.
Don't say that.
I gotta work the next day.
Oh, thank you, Deleted Scenes. You'll join me too, and I'll see if Big Al wants to hop on too. We'll see. But
boom, there you go. Awesome.
We'll probably just do a few stories. Probably, I'll just
Boomer,
if anything major.
I don't think I'll be able to do the notes that week.
I'll take care of everything. Yeah, I'll take care of everything. All right, man. Cool.
But there you go. So I feel like a stream like this is the kind of the heart and soul of what I want to do here at Last Call. I really want to keep alive these elements of pop culture that I feel like we're losing. So during Liquid Lunch today, I got a couple recommendations about a couple of artists that I should really check out that are still doing good work. But I don't think there's a lot. It's not like it was then when just everything on the radio was just amazing. But we had such great artists.
I mean, well, one of my favorite bands actually this past week, their new album finally came out. But I'm looking at the lead singer of Howling Bells, Australian lady named Juanita Stein, and then I realized, oh well, she's young, and I'm like, oh no, she's actually my age, so she's even technically a Gen X. So I just yeah.
Well, Boomer, your age, that's young by comparison to me.
Okay, anyways, but I'm just saying that I will say this for Gen Z, and I think even the millennials, they are starting to look back at the 90s and looking back at the before time and seeing it as things were better. You see this coming out. Even Gen Z, it's funny, I saw a news report how they're going back to DVDs. Some of them are looking at VHS tapes too. They're like, they want to experience VHS, and probably would like to warn them, maybe just stick with DVD.
I was just going to say, guys, let's be real.
But they're searching. I give them points for searching.
I dig the retro element, but VHS does not hold up. VHS was great when it was all that we effing had at the time, right? But I'll tell you, as soon as we saw laser discs, we were like, oh. But there were real problems with Laserdisc too. I felt like DVD was like the best of both worlds. The whole thing on one, you don't have to flip it over, you don't have to change discs and all that kind of stuff. It was digital. It never lost quality. It never got eaten by the machine, right? You could rewatch that one scene over and over and over again, and it wouldn't get all grainy, Just saying. But Anyway, just my thought. Netter, everything okay there?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. I thought like your head was about to explode or something.
No, because if I had a really bad headache, I'd be looking at you with puppy eyes and you would know it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When you've been married for over 30 years, you start to have really good nonverbal communication. That's true. So anyway, so I didn't do promos, and I'm not going to go through the whole week, but we do have tomorrow night over on Netter's Network an HBO, what you would consider nowadays to be an HBO original film starring Robert Preston and Mary Tyler Moore. Robert Preston, okay? Robert Preston. Finnegan Begin Again. It's actually a good movie that I'd never heard of until Netter introduced me to it. We'll check that out tomorrow at 9 Central, 10 Eastern over on Netter's Network. And Geeky Geezers coming up at 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Sunday. What are we going to be talking about?
We got quite a few stories to talk about. One of the big ones is the Green Lantern trailer. For the not Green Lantern, sorry, Lanterns trailer. You just have to watch it, dude. You gotta maybe watch it a couple times because
I figure it's probably lanterns because they don't do a lot of green.
I'm gonna save my words for Sunday. It's just
you're all ready to just go off on
no.
it.
Here's the deal. I have so many things floating around in my head about. The main question is why. That's the big one for this, but okay. And then we'll also talk about the. We also have some burger controversy with the new McDonald's burger and some other stuff too.
Let me say one thing though. Netter and I picked up last time we were at the grocery store. We picked up some of the Doritos brand or Frito-Lay, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Naked.
Simply Naked. Simply Naked.
Cheetos. Okay.
Cheetos and Doritos.
Yes.
Basically, what they are is absolutely no artificial colors.
So instead of being orange, they're the regular.
They're
color.
just normal color. Yeah,
like packing peanuts.
Yeah, the puffs look like packing peanuts, and the Doritos look like just plain tortilla chips. And let me tell you something. They taste perfectly good. They don't stain your fingers, you know?
Interesting.
And guess what? They don't contain carcinogens. I think that's great. Now, if they would just get rid of the seed oil, we'd have something here. But so I'm probably not going to be getting any more Frito-Lay until they get rid of the seed oil.
You want to try it out.
I wanted to try them out. Perfectly good. Perfectly good. And I've never understood the need for artificial colors. I don't. You can argue that but you eat with your eyes first. Yeah, bullshit. I don't need it to be a special color. I just need it to if it looks like a chip, it's a chip. You know, potato chips aren't specially colored. Right?
I guess not.
The sour cream and sour cream and onion has a slight color to it, and so do the cheddar cheese ones.
Yes, and I don't need that. I need the flavor. I just need the flavor, and you've got it listed on the label, so I don't. Anyway, that's just my side note there.
Hey, last call, dude.
Yes.
Have you ever had a Gibson?
I've had things served in a Gibson glass.
A Gibson is basically a martini, but served with cocktail onions instead of olives.
Oh.
That's interesting. I have not. You're going to have to get me some cocktail onions then.
Yep.
Maybe upcoming stream I'll have to have a Gibson. And that means that that week's Liquid Lunch, I'll be talking about the history of the Gibson.
Very interesting.
There you go. So that is the weekend. That's what we've got coming up. And any last words, Age of Boomer?
No, just it was cool hanging out tonight, and we will do this again sometime with the videos. But like I said, we do rotations. We try to go for other interesting things too.
Didn't
So.
ask you if you were working tomorrow, but it doesn't matter
I
because we
am.
are going to end slightly early, so we'll be doing okay.
I think that's one of the reasons I picked this topic, because I know we tend not to run over with the videos, so I figured I'd do that this week.
And it's also why I well, no, let's face it, the reason I didn't do the promos today was because I'm lazy, and you regulars already know what we got coming up this week. Ned, or any last thoughts, any last words before we wrap it up?
You all are Osmo. I appreciate every single one of you. I also want to thank y'all for the gifties that we got tonight. I know that really encouraged Troy, so thank you for that. Make sure that
I'm easily encouraged, guys. It doesn't take much. I have imposter syndrome, so you guys could very easily make me a very, very happy guy.
Make sure you do stop by my channel tomorrow night. I'd love to see you all there for Finnegan Begin Again. It actually is kind of a fun movie. It's a much older movie, but it's a fun movie. I think you guys will enjoy it. And until next time, good night and God bless.
There you go, guys. Absolutely. So yeah, all I'm going to say is, in closing, is there's no stopping us. No one does it better. Red light doesn't matter. That's all I'm going to say. Take care of yourselves. Drink responsibly. Stay hydrated, because hail hydration.
Yes.
And I would love to see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves and be safe, my friends. Where's those friggin' closing credits? I know I have it here somewhere. There we go.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true.